Alright, so my name is Cade Schneider, and this was my project. I had a Pontiac G6 speaker replacement. If you can't tell by the interesting and original name, I replaced speakers on my Pontiac G6. So, description, I plan to replace both the front and rear speakers of my 2006 Pontiac G6. Basically, I chose it because the speakers were blown out beforehand. Like, they blew out like days, and at least the front ones blew out days into me having the car, and then they were made very poorly. And I've never really done like a true hands-on project, so I wanted to learn more about that and learn more about my car, learn more about the electrical components that go into it and everything. So all that fancy schmancy stuff. Mastery of technology, tools, used a screwdriver, ratchet, etc. Basically, used a lot of stuff just to help, unscrew stuff, um, all that stuff. Yeah. I used Crutchfield, which I will show over here. Let's see. So basically, you can go here. You can go to find what fits your vehicle. I already selected my vehicle here, but I can change it. So mine was the 2006 Pontiac G6, but let's say I had a 2012 Chevrolet Equinox. I don't think either of these are that thing. And then if I had a 2012 Chevrolet Equinox, I could put in any of these stereos, and it basically just goes through everything. I put in speakers, but yeah. So that's basically how I did. So I did 2006, then I did Pontiac G6. I have a sedan. I have a 4-door, but I don't think I have any of those. But yeah, obviously if you have a coupe, you pick a coupe. Then here's those, but see, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so yeah. So I used that. YouTube tutorials, did this boy. You can go, I'll leave these two videos in the description, but basically he goes through replacing the front speaker.
Here's the speakers. I got this little bulk, little 7mm bolt here holding it on. So I'm going to take it off and pull it out.
So that's basically the gist of everything for that. He goes through the whole thing. He just starts off taking off the door frame, which, I'll show you the process that I went through personally, which is I basically followed this person step by step on everything they did except for a couple things, but for the most part, I just took apart everything like he said. Then, yep, for the rear ones, I did the same thing.
All you do is pick up under here, and each side, I already loosened it up, and you just pull. See how this whole seat comes out?
Just like that. So, basically, yeah, I did the same thing. I said, show me everything clearly for the most part. Yeah, so his videos will be in the description. He will have a more in-depth one, but I will show you my process. So, basically, to start, this is what it looked like. If you know anything about speakers, you should know that this is not what it should look like. First of all, this stuff should not be peeling off, and second off, this was basically like it was flimsy like paper, and it just tore off really easily, and that's not what a good speaker does. So the process for the front was taking off the door panel. That was, this is the main big thing. Obviously that's a before and that's an after, but to go into the process, to dive in there a little bit deep, this would be where the door handle would go. So you'd take off the little, if we zoom in there, you can kind of see it. There's a little screw in there. You'd screw that off, and then you can just pop this out, and it'll have this connection that you'll have to get off, and you'll have to take that part off of the handle. And then for another piece, you'll take off this little piece here, and you can also disconnect this piece, but I just took off the outer portion. As you can see a little bit of it in there, I just took off the outer portion and I left that because I didn't want to just have to take off more things. So you can do it if it makes it easier for you. It was fine for me either way, but then after that, you basically just get under the door and you just pop off a bunch of hinges, and not hinges, but you just get under there and you can just pop them out, and then you get to the speaker. And this would be where the speaker is. If you saw in the video, if we see here, you can notice there's a frame around the speaker. And if you noticed in my pictures, that frame was not there. That is because I ordered the wrong size speaker. I ordered a size too big, it didn't fit in the frame, so instead we drilled holes into the side and we just drilled it in and connected it. And so far it hasn't shown any form of error. All of it is working just as it should. And for the Pontiac G6, you need this connection. This is crucial because, as you see, the connector looks like here. I have a better picture. Let's go down here. Yep, so as you can see, the connection is this connection. And the connection to at least the speakers that I purchased, which were the kickers, I think, whatever the kickers were that were supposed to fit in the my Pontiac. So as you can see, the connection looks like this, and obviously that won't connect to this. So you need to get a General Motors speaker harness, which if you order off of Crutchfield, it should come with it. And then you will see. Yep. So you will connect obviously the bigger one on the bigger one, the smaller one on the smaller one. So bigger, smaller. I think that was how it went. It's easier to see. And then a quick, I guess, before and after of at least one of my door speakers. Here's the before. You're actually there. So as you can see, not very much audio at all. It's very bad. And here's an after. You will definitely notice the difference. Yeah, so I don't know if you could tell the difference between that and one that actually has audio, but yeah, that showed why my speaker was so blown out. And for the back, so for this one, you had to put down the bottom portion of the seat, which was used by unclamping this. There's a little part right in there. You can put a screwdriver in there and push it back and pull it down. I did have a little trouble with that, but it was okay. And then once you pull on these two parts, it will unlatch the seating and put those two down. Then this part is above where the seating would normally be. You want to unscrew these. And then obviously you want to take out this bottom portion of the seat. As you can tell, I already had it a little clipped out. And then just a quick video, obviously me taking it out, just like the guy did in the video. As you can see, right here,
That's it, shot.
actually.
I already loosened it up. You just pull. See how this whole seat comes out? That's it. So we're going to take it out and remove it to get it out of the way.
So yeah, just like that. And then you got to, on the little, after you take this off, on that frame that is connected to this part, to the top part, you're going to take this plastic piece off. Be careful not to break it. I broke a little bit. Did not. It was okay, but it's best if you don't break it probably. But I pulled off this little plastic part and then unscrewed this. And then here's a video of me unscrewing the part back here. See, obviously you get back there. That's usage of me with the ratchet. And then you'll go on the side frame and you will unscrew some part in there, and then you'll pop that out, and then you'll pop this little part up here out to where it'll look like this. And then you'll unscrew this part, which will, I think there's one on both sides, and then that will allow you to pick up the part here, this part, and it will reveal the speakers. And then you're going to, after that, obviously you got to take those speakers out, as so. Be careful not to, be careful not to hit the glass
Once
as
you
you
do
do it.
You could probably take.
That was my dad speaking. Then obviously another problem we had was it wasn't the wrong size speaker, but it didn't exactly fit in the frame. So, on one of the side we had one of the screws not work. Like we weren't able to fit one of them in, but I mean, here's a video of me putting in the screw.
Is that the side you want the wire on?
That's my dad talking again, obviously. I was trying to figure out what side I wanted it on, everything, but yeah, you get the gist. You put that in, you screw it in, and then finished product with the best song of our generation. I'm gonna take my horse to the hotel room. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, you can whip your boy. So yeah, like as I have just a little review of my thing, some things didn't fit, but we problem solved to work it out. We found out that everything went mostly as planned, and cars are difficult. But if you put the right amount of time commitment into it and you're willing to problem solve, you should be able to do everything of this just fine. It will be a little troublesome, it'll be a little tiresome, it will be a little, I don't know another adjective, but you get the gist. You can do it if you set your mind to it and you want to do it. So yeah, that is my video, and I will Thanos snap to end this.